Our main character engages in a fierce battle with a slime monster. As they both prepare to strike simultaneously, the main character utilizes the power of his telekinesis ring. Despite the slime monster's attempt to attack him, the main character manages to evade the danger. After a brief moment, the scene shifts where we see a smile on the main character's face. Suddenly, he launches a powerful counterattack, using a fire arrow to defeat the slime monster. This unexpected turn of events demonstrates the main character's strategic thinking and ability to overcome challenges with the aid of his unique abilities. In a sudden turn of events, the monster detonates itself in a powerful explosion. Amidst the ensuing chaos, our main character swiftly uses a robe to evade the blast. With quick thinking and the assistance of the robe, he manages to successfully survive the explosion. After surviving the explosion, the main character walks towards the site and discovers the core of the monster. Using telekinesis, he manipulates the core and observes it closely. Following this, he heads to the Adventure Guild. Upon arrival, he confidently announces to the executive, "I am back." The executive, surprised to see the main character alive, remarks, "So you weren't a big talker, but you're back alone again, and without the item you were commissioned for." In response, our main character asserts, "The one you brought into my team, the new hunter, was up to no good, trying to take my item." The main character explains, "When I left the group to avoid them, they encountered the boss monster, and it seems they all died." The executive responds, "By the monster." The main character confirms, "It was the gold slime." The executive then expresses concern, "What? If it was that bastard? Then everything inside must have." The main character interrupts, "Yes, it's all melted away." In his mind, the executive curses, "Damn it. To think that all of the rented merchant union items were destroyed. This is a loss that can't be ignored, and the problem is that this guy came out of it alive." The story recalls several common rules of gate. Firstly, the entrance has a strict limit on the number of people allowed inside, only the number marked on the gate pillar can enter. Once this limit is reached, the gate deactivates until everyone inside exits. Secondly, entrance restrictions are based on the gate's difficulty level and the adventurer's circle level. Gates are categorized by their difficulty, with colors ranging from red to purple. Those with a higher circle level than the gate's difficulty cannot enter. Thirdly, there's only one chance to enter the gate, which presents a significant challenge when targeting a gate. If someone enters and survives, the gate is destroyed and cannot be entered again. Therefore, as long as adventurers who enter the gate survive, there won't be another chance to enter. The scene unfolds as the executive reflects on the situation, acknowledging the dire state of the gate and the main character's survival. He then addresses the main character, expressing understanding for the inability to retrieve the items. However, he asserts that regardless of the circumstances, the mission was a failure. Interrupting the executive, the main character insists on finishing his explanation. When questioned about his actions, he boldly reveals that he consumed the gold slime. The executive, taken aback, inquires about the man stone from the slime. Confidently, the main character affirms his actions as sufficient proof of his capabilities and demands the promised earring. Reluctantly, the executive assigns a D rank, shocking the main character with the unexpected outcome. The executive offers a proposition to the main character, stating, "I will give you D rank. However, if you work together with me, I will treat you like a C rank adventurer." The main character and the executive then proceed to sign a contract. Inwardly, the main character reflects on the offer, considering it unusual to grant such high treatment to someone who isn't even a third circle adventurer. This development hints at a potential partnership between the main character and the executive, raising questions about their future collaboration and the motives behind the executive's offer. The ranks of adventurers are heavily influenced by their circle levels. For instance, veterans and adventurer with a circle level of AB holds the rank of junior adventure. Conversely, CD rank is held by Navi, an adventurer with a circle level of EF. The circle signs attached to their ranks signify their respective powers, and the disparity between them is readily apparent. The main character ponders, but this bastard is not normal. You can't circle up just because you use mana stone. He questions if it was survival instinct, acknowledging the individual's exceptional survival skills and overwhelming talent. Despite just becoming a first circle, they advance to second circle in no time, a speed the main character has never witnessed before. Realizing the value of this individual, the main character concludes, I need him. In a moment of introspection, the main character realizes, my treatment improves faster than expected. He observes the individual's impatience and notes the rapid advancement in rank. Likely due to the fast-paced 100-member gate raid. The main character recalls a significant event that had attracted the attention of various factions, including the Parts Merchant Union and Guild. Now, he acknowledges that the Gafor Merchant Union must also be interested in it. He thinks, well, there's no harm in that. I am also in a rush. While we are at it, it might be a good thing to advance my plan. Then, the main character approaches the executive, Abbas, and says, I have a favor. Abbas responds, what is it? Speak comfortably. The main character requests, please lend me some money. Upon hearing this, Abbas thinks to himself, this bastard. The story recalls revelation that the gate marked the beginning of the Age of Adventure, but it was actually a trap set by the Black Magician. Many adventurers lost their lives in the gate, leading to the loss of future potential for the Maple World. On the last day, as all the monsters flooded through the gate, rushing towards the Maple World, it marked the exact moment when they lost 3 years from the current time. The imminent threat that the Maple World will face isn't as distant as it may seem, highlighting the urgency of the situation and the looming danger that awaits. As the main character leaves, the executive stands in front of a window, observing the departure. Meanwhile, the main character reflects, realizing that while the money obtained isn't sufficient, it should be enough to kickstart their plans. The 100-member gate found this time is at a level where only adventurers up to the second circle can enter. Typically, the Gafor Merchant Union would only select high-circle adventurers. However, they have invited a second-circle adventurer like the main character because the Union is aiming for that gate. Considering the limited funds, the main character understands that spending all the money on items would be unwise, especially considering that items suitable for their level would be too expensive. Instead, they contemplate on what useful items they can acquire with the money. After some time, the main character visits a slave market and meets a merchant, who warmly welcomes them. The merchant recognizes the main character as an adventurer and offers to guide them. Various slaves stand nearby, and the merchant inquires about the type of companion the main character is seeking, a dungeon bait or a warrior to fight alongside. The main character responds, I have someone I am looking for. Lead the way. Upon hearing this, the merchant is shocked by the unexpected request. This scene sets the stage for an intriguing development as the main character seeks a specific individual among the slaves. After the scene shifts to an underground location, the merchant explains, this is the punishment ward. We use it as a place to punish those who act up, like that person you are looking for. They observe men wrapped around with iron chains. The Marine questions the main character, customer, are you sure you want this guy? Without hesitation, the main character interrupts, confidently declaring, I know he's the one I was looking for. This exchange hints at the main character's determination and familiarity with the individual they seek, despite the circumstances. The main character recalls an incident that occurred before their return, where the death of a person hastened the end of the Maple World. The main character recalls the incident involving polar hero Aaron and the girl who was killed. Aaron, who was the first and last student, and the person responsible for setting off the chain of events leading to the end, was the hero killer, Debo. This revelation sheds light on the pivotal role played by Debo in the tragic events that unfolded and the impact it had on the Maple World. The man rebuffs the main character, claiming not to know them and instructing them to get lost. The merchant apologizes, explaining that the man's mental state is not quite right. The main character reflects, noting how the man's behavior may have been different before their return, but now he acts arrogantly, even as a slave, which is incredibly rude. The merchant adds that there are no other individuals like him, referring to the man's erratic behavior. The main character acknowledges that not only is the man unique in personality but also in skills. They recall how they and the man gained attention after the last day, and despite their similarities in timing and skill level, the man possessed something more. Finally, the main character asks the merchant, "How much do you cost?" The man addresses the main character, insinuating that they come from a wealthy background. He proposes a price of 1,000,000 miso, questioning if it's acceptable for the young master. The main character reflects on their shared need for money, noting that the man has a younger sister afflicted with the black blood disease. However, before the main character can respond, the man abruptly dismisses them, instructing them to leave if they don't have the money or if they want to act arrogantly. After the man's astonishment, the main character displays the money and confidently states, 1,000,000 miso. Shocked by this unexpected turn, the man questions, "Is that real money?" This exchange underscores the surprising twist in the situation. The merchant reacts in disbelief, asking the main character if they are serious about their proposal. However, the main character urges the merchant to listen carefully, outlining the terms of the contract. They explain that the contract will last for 1 year, with profits split 70-30. Additionally, the main character demands priority in choosing the items that drop from the gate. Observing this, the merchant wonders if the main character is attempting to negotiate a contract as a party member rather than as a slave. The main character hands over the contract, instructing the man to take a look. Before the main character can finish their sentence, the man swiftly takes the contract and declares that they are not taking it back. Without hesitation, he bites his finger, drawing blood, and uses his thumb to leave a blood seal on the paper. Observing this, the main character wonders why the man accepted without hesitation. They speculate that it might be because his sister's life is on the line. After sealing the contract, the main character smiles and confidently declares, "Since the contract is sealed, we will head straight to the gate." The man assures them, saying, "Leave it to me." The main character then addresses Debo, stating firmly, "You need to prove your worth, Debo." In response, Debo asserts, "I will work harder than anyone you have seen before." The man expresses gratitude to the main character, stating that he normally uses a long sword. He suggests going back to change it. However, the main character asserts, "From now on, you will be using a polearm when working with me. If you don't like that, we can end the contract." The man inquires if the gate they plan to use as a test is the red level 1, with a limit of 8. The main character confirms it, saying it looks like the right place. Then the man muses that if their boss had deep pockets, they could recruit excellent party members, including a healer. He then suddenly realizes something and asks, could it be the boss? The main character reassures him, stating that there's no need to worry about party members as they already have enough. This exchange hints at the main character's confidence in their abilities and resources. After the main character points their finger at the man, an awkward tension fills the scene. The man, startled, responds in a high voice, "What?" But before he can react further, the main character kicks him and urges, "Don't waste time. Let's head in quickly." The man, now angry, confronts the main character, questioning their sanity for attempting an 8-person gate with just 2 people. He emphasizes that there are limits to their recklessness and demands to know why he has to use a weapon he's not accustomed to. As they traverse through the forest filled with tree monsters, the man observes, "Are those stumps?" In his mind, he acknowledges that his earlier yelling has clouded his judgment. Realizing that the creatures are tougher than they appear, they struggle to pierce through their tough exterior, compounded by their sheer numbers. However, the main character interrupts, commanding, "Move." Ignoring the man's hesitation, they swiftly unleash a barrage of fire arrows, decimating many stumps in an instant. Afterward, the main character admonishes the man, expressing disappointment in his behavior upon entering the gate and warning him not to make mistakes again. After the death, the man is left wondering about the true identity of the main character, recognizing their formidable abilities. The scene shifts to a mansion where a girl kneels on the ground, reporting, "The merchant has taken the bait. We are still working out a time for the plan, but we have already picked out the people we will be sending." A man stands before her, and she asks him, Do we have your permission to proceed?" The man agrees, saying, "Fine." Following this, the girl vanishes in smoke. The man asserts that everything will be done according to the main character's will, heralding freedom for the Maple World.